It was a calm morning in a quiet valley. The sun rose slowly, spilling warm, golden light over the hills. The air smelled fresh and soft, carrying the scent of grass and flowers. Birds sang gentle songs from the trees, and the river flowed quietly, reflecting the blue sky above like a silver ribbon. In the middle of the valley, a narrow wooden bridge stretched over the river. It was old, a little creaky, but strong enough to hold the animals that crossed it. On one side of the bridge stood a white goat. His fur was clean and soft, and his eyes were bright with curiosity. He had walked these hills many times before, but today he noticed something new. The grass on the other side of the bridge looked greener, fresher, and more inviting than the grass on his side. The white goat stepped slowly toward the bridge. He loved the feeling of walking on wooden planks, the way the sun warmed his back, and the gentle sound of the river flowing below. He took a deep breath of the cool morning air and smiled softly. At the same time, on the other side of the bridge, a brown goat appeared. His small, curved horns gleamed in the sunlight, and his careful steps made soft tapping sounds on the wooden planks. He, too, saw the fresh green grass across the bridge. He thought to himself, "That grass looks so good. I must cross the bridge to reach it." Both goats moved forward slowly. But soon, in the middle of the bridge, they met. Their eyes locked. The bridge was narrow, wide enough for only one goat at a time. For a moment, there was silence. Only the gentle sound of the river beneath them and the rustle of leaves in the breeze could be heard. The white goat spoke first, in a calm and polite voice. "Excuse me, sir," he said. "I am walking from my side to the green grass. Could you please step aside?" The brown goat shook his head gently. "I am sorry," he said softly. "I am coming from my side. The grass is on my side of the bridge too. I cannot move." Both goats looked at each other. They were calm, but each of them wanted to reach the grass. Neither was willing to give up. They shifted slightly, but the bridge was too narrow for both to pass at the same time. For a few moments, they stood quietly. The river below flowed gently. The birds continued their soft singing, and the wind moved lightly through the trees. It was peaceful, yet the goats felt a little tension in the air. Then the white goat spoke again. "Perhaps we can be kind to each other. Maybe one of us can step back a little and let the other pass first." The brown goat thought carefully. "I do not want to argue," he said. "But I also want the grass. What should we do?" They paused and looked at the bridge. The planks were old, but the bridge seemed strong. They realized that if they tried to push past each other, one of them might fall into the river. Neither goat wanted that. The white goat thought for a moment and said gently, "I have an idea. Let us think carefully and act with patience. The bridge is narrow, yes, but if we step carefully, perhaps one of us can cross first without harm." The brown goat nodded slowly. "I agree. Let us not rush. Let us move slowly and kindly." So the white goat stepped back slightly, giving the brown goat a little more space. He lowered his head in a polite gesture, showing that he meant no harm. The brown goat stepped forward carefully, moving slowly across the bridge. Each step was gentle, as if the river below might notice and be offended if they rushed. The sun shone warmly on their backs. The wind whispered through the leaves. The world seemed to pause for a moment, giving the goats the time to act calmly and carefully. Finally, the brown goat reached his side safely. He turned and nodded to the white goat. "Thank you for your patience," he said kindly. "I hope you enjoy the grass." The white goat smiled softly. "Thank you for being careful," he replied. Then, with calm steps, he walked across the bridge. The planks creaked slightly, but the goat moved gently and carefully, keeping his balance. When he reached the other side, he bent his head and began to eat the fresh, green grass. It was sweeter than he had imagined. He thought about the brown goat and realized that kindness and patience had made everything possible. There was no need to rush, argue, or fight. Calm and careful behavior had allowed both of them to reach what they wanted safely. After a while, the white goat looked back at the bridge. The brown goat was grazing peacefully, and the river flowed quietly beneath. Birds sang soft songs in the trees, and the sunlight made the valley glow warmly. Everything was calm, gentle, and peaceful. The white goat understood an important lesson that day. Sometimes, we want something very much, but rushing or being stubborn can lead to trouble. Patience, kindness, and thinking carefully can solve problems. Even when situations seem difficult, calmness and respect for others can help everyone succeed. From that day on, whenever the white goat crossed the bridge, he remembered the brown goat and the lesson they had learned together. The valley remained peaceful, the river continued its quiet flow, and the bridge stood strong, connecting the two sides for all who needed to cross. And so, the story of the two goats became a gentle reminder. Sometimes, slowing down, being kind, and thinking carefully is the best way to reach your goal. Patience and respect can carry us safely over even the narrowest bridges in life.